Welcome back to Big Red Weekly, everybody. My name is Daniel, and let's get straight into this video. Actually, before I get started, let me know how you think of this backdrop. I know that it's all wrinkly. It's a sheet. I'm gonna get it I'm gonna get it dried so that it's not as wrinkly anymore. But let me know what you think about how I'm doing the background though, like this. But okay, let's get into this video. Bucks Hawks Game 3. Obviously, as you can see, I'm wearing a Bucks shirt. The Bucks ended up winning 113 to 102. Bucks are up 2-1 in this series. This is the only shirt that I have for the Bucks. Guns are up because I ended up cutting these sleeves off a while ago because this shirt's actually a medium, and when you're 6'6" like I am, you are no longer a medium. So but this game, I ended up getting to this game late because I thought it started at 8:30 my time. I mean, I thought it started at 9 my time, but it ended up starting at 8:30. So I missed the entire first quarter plus like a minute of the second quarter. But when I came into this game, it was like 10 minutes like 11 to 10 minutes into in the second quarter. Trae Young had 14 points at this point. Giannis was 1 of 4 from the field. He had 5 points and 5 rebounds. Uh, as I analyzed the box score, it looked like both offenses were playing pretty well. The Bucks were shooting like 46 or 47% from the field. The Hawks were shooting like 50 or 51%. So both teams looked like they were making their shots. The Hawks were up at this point by like 5 or 6 points, which obviously, the Hawks are shooting 50%, the Bucks are shooting, 47. The Hawks should definitely be up. So Giannis, to end the second quarter, had a much better second quarter. I know I said second quarter like twice there. Um, he finished it with 16, finished the half with 16 points. Middleton with 13 points. Trae Young with 17 points. Just Giannis was just, going to the rack, getting fouled, just being a big body like he should. The Hawks were up at 10 points in the second quarter at one point, but the Bucks fought back and ended up being a tie game, 56 to 56, ending the first half. Started the third half. Started the third quarter. Both teams in this game seem to be playing really well. The ball moving pretty well. Both teams seem to be playing with some pretty decent energy. Um, Amazingly, both these teams they play much better when their stars playing really well. Bucks obviously play much better when Giannis is going straight to the bucket and just being a big body. The Hawks play much better when Trae Young's making smart decisions, passing off that pick and roll, or when he's pulling up for his threes and actually making them. Hawks play much better. So, but the Bucks did not guard Trae Young that well. He was hitting his threes, and then he went into an and one layup. So he himself put the Hawks on like a 9-0 run, but the Bucks just were not guarding him well. They picked it up a little bit later, but Trae Young ended up having like 32 points. But he definitely hurts his team when he's pulling up, early in the shot clock at 18, 17 seconds, and he misses those threes. He hurts it because when obviously as the focal point of the offense, if you're throwing the ball away and not making the best plays for your team, you hurt your team. So Giannis clearly shows that he can dominate. To end the third quarter, he had 28 points. Um, the Hawks are not good at making a wall, so he just gets to the into the paint at will, and he just gets his points. Gallinari plays super well for the Hawks. He's just been super consistent for them. But unfortunately, if Gallinari is your second best player, playing, then you're not going to win a lot of games. But at the end of the third quarter, it was 85 to 83. The Hawks were still up. Start of the fourth quarter, the Hawks defense definitely ramped up a little bit, and they were playing super well. But overall, at some point, the Hawks just fell apart. The Hawks offense stagnated a lot in the fourth when Trae Young ended up hurting his ankle. He ended up accidentally kind of stepping on the ref's foot. And just after that, Trae Young played off ball. You could tell that he just wasn't the same. And the Hawks offense suffered because of it. Chris Middleton got hot. He ended up hitting 4 threes with 5 minutes left in the fourth. He ended up having 32 points at that point. He finished with 38, so he ended up hitting 3 more shots. But honestly, if I'm the Hawks, I'm not really looking at this one too badly because especially if I get Trae Young healthy and he's all ready to go for Game 4, with Chris, if Chris Middleton doesn't score 20 in the fourth quarter, this is an entirely different ball game. Atlanta could still win this, and if Trae Young doesn't accidentally step on the ref's foot, and the Hawks offense doesn't stagnate, there's it could be a different outcome. I think Giannis should easily be able to go for 40 every game. Like I said, this Hawks team cannot guard him. They don't have anybody big enough. Clint Capella is not big enough. John Collins certainly isn't big enough because he was in foul trouble in the early third quarter. He picked up his 4th foul and he ended up having to sit. I think he sat for the rest of the third and for a couple minutes into the 4th before he came back in. But they can't guard him. He should be going for 40 every single game, and he should honestly be having like 10 assists because when they collapse on him, he should be easily being able to kick it out because he requires at least 2 to 3 defenders every single time. And every single player on the court, when he has the ball, should be able to shoot at least halfway decently. I do not expect Chris Middleton to shoot 6 of 12 from the 3-point line every single night. He's good for 3 to 4 threes, but I'm not banking on him hitting 6 of 12 every night. Drew Holiday had a bad offensive game, so I expect him to play a little bit better normally. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I think this Bucks team should be winning this series. I obviously had Bucks in 6, and with respect to Atlanta for them taking a game or two. But this game was not super convincing. Like I said, the Bucks didn't play Trae Young that well because he ended up having 32, 35 points. I don't remember 35 points. So, I mean, Milwaukee doesn't act like they really want to really close this series out, or else they would because they definitely have the ability to. But Atlanta's still in the series, and if I'm Atlanta, I still feel like I can win, this series based on how the Bucks are playing. But thanks for watching, everybody. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know some video ideas down in the comments below. I'm going to need them for, in the next week when the finals start coming out, because once those games are every other day, I'm going to be having those in-between days of videos that I'm not going to be really sure what to post. So I'm going to have to start coming up with stuff. So let me know what your suggestions are. And other than that, thanks, everybody.